It is us, the almighty cheesecake. Here to catch up on Bastion. We'll see how it goes. Last time we left off, everything went to crap.
Although that note cuts straight to the heart of things, don't it?
Although that pretty much sums up the story in general. Oh right, it was the aggregator, our new friend. Monument. Picked up something, didn't we?
It ain't too late to unlock the potential of this place.
Alright, it's upgrades. Well.
The note says it plain. Zia, go east to learn the truth about the calamity and our people. I'll be waiting. Sincerely, Zulf. Finding gourmet ingredients ain't easy these days, but we'll take what we can get.
We did watch all this 2 weeks ago, but it was 2 weeks ago. Might as well watch everything again.
Messenger was one of his people.
As a refresher.
Wonder just how many of them survived, and what exactly Zulf told him.
Okay, so what is that?
A hammer and an army carbine. When I was a fighting man, I used the very same. Kid arrives just in time to sample Zia's famous cooking.
It's not going to end up like the hookah, will it? And how do we interact? Yeah, we guess maybe we don't. I need to talk to her.
Never could ask for a song.
Maybe not. Foundation. And what building is this? Lost and found. Right, it was it's a store. Take it rather got these upgrades. Distillery. Use the shard to upgrade the distillery. The true distillery grants access to potent spirits from the private reserve.
Just the occasion to crack open the distillery's private reserve.
Counter-blocking. More health. Stray fragments. Falling malt. Reduce damage from falling. Plus 200% damage by falling on foes. Very dry with flavors of pepper and gravel. First crafted by mountaineers claiming it helped them keep a surer foot. Black rye. Plus 2 black tonic capacity. Has a fullness and texture of hearty stew. Said to improve short-term memory. Let's see. Life one. Survive an attack with a wound would have brought defeat. That's an old one, no? Seems familiar. Creamy nutty flavor said to bring about courage, confidence. Courage and confidence. Favorite drink of slingers and other risk-taking sorts. Was my chance to carry on. What about this one? Survive an attack that would have brought defeat. Maybe next level. Those are the items. Shrine. Memorial. Ah yeah, the missions. Let's not worry too much about that. Now what about this pot? Ah, there we go.
He wolfs down too much too fast, and it all goes to his head.
Ah. Just like the pipe.
I've said a lot about the kid, but he ain't the only one wrapped up in all this.
Very well, get up. Hammer. Oh, right.
What's he thinking? Let me see if I got this straight. I only heard it once.
Maybe should have changed weapon perhaps, but what can you do? Well, they don't seem particularly threatening while they have their eyes closed. What special do we have? Ah, still the grenade. More like
Once there
time-consuming.
was a normal Ura girl, but she wasn't born in the Tassel terminals like the rest of her people. She was from Celandia.
That's how we drop the
Her
grenade.
folks were orphaned in the war, taken in and raised inside the city, on condition they would never return to the terminals.
Yeah.
Ura refugees who came into the city had to stay for life. It was a way to reduce the risk of city secrets leaking out.
This is moderately worrisome.
But Mama passed away from birthing complications, leaving the girl trapped inside that city with no one but her father.
So it seems like we're getting the girl's side story. She will most likely end up important. As Sulf seemed concerned about
Father
her.
was sharper than a brusher's pike, so he got a job working for the city's mancers. His daughter barely saw him.
That is somewhat annoying.
Her father told her nothing of her Ura heritage. He told her nothing of the mancers. It's for your own good, he said.
Okay. This just might end up
She took
working
to
out
studying the
moderately well.
arts, learned more through music than history books, gained a knack for strings and songs.
Ah, bird. More birds. Stand still, bird. We wish to bonk you. And this is somewhat worrisome. They're all over the place. Probably should have just tried countering him instead, though. Come on! Don't go off hiding.
At first, she tried to be like other girls, but her classmates spread word that her father was an Ura trader, selling out the city.
This can shield it. So,
One young man stood up for her, or so he led her to believe. He knew much of her heritage, and she grew fond of him.
11 fragments to go. This will prove troublesome. We mentioned it before. Guess we could try to, in case we fail, we can always do again, we guess, later on. Okay, focus up now.
The young man convinced her to take him to a family den to meet her father. Spoke of how he wanted to meet a man from the terminals.
Ah, great. More birds. Okay, grenade out. I should find a more useful
When the
ability.
young man greeted her father in the Ura's native language, her father flew into a fit of rage and threw them out. Lost my train of thought there.
Okay, one more chance. Bonk. Ah, it's one of those. Off it goes.
The young man never told her that the Ura's native language is not to be used by foreigners. To do so is a terrible insult.
Well, that worked out better.
It
Just
was
need to
then
remember.
that she decided to escape. The two of
Counter.
them could flee the city together and go to the Tassel terminals.
One day that wall is gonna fall.
Super giant with the bagging music.
Gonna build that city on a hill.
They would hide inside a garbage bin until it got ingested by a scumbag, then let him slosh on out of the city for disposal.
Great. Oh, there are two of them.
Someday those tears will come
They seem smaller though.
still. Build that wall and build it strong. We
I digress.
Too slow. Okay, hang on. Let's get back to the Bastion. Oh. Seems to have some headphones that seem to be malfunctioning a bit. Okay, maybe let's try restarting the game. This happens sometimes. Not to worry, we should be back soon. There we go. Sound to say okay. And bonk. Let's change our loadout. Just see. Maybe this one could do well. Maybe just go back to the Breaker's Bow. Ah, no matter. Let's change up this one. That's a spinny move. Immobilizing. Mirror shield me. Counter blocks. Decoy, that's a grenade. Take it these are weapon specific. Guess we should have used that one. Yeah. Pure damage.
Just can't get enough of that good home cooking, can he?
No siree.
Knocks him into an uneasy sleep.
So the question is, do we start where we left off or from the beginning?
What's he thinking? Well, let me see if I got this straight. I only heard it once.
Ah, from the beginning. Let's see. Well, let's see if we take him vastly increased damage when they have the eyes closed. Eye closed.
Once there was a normal Ura girl, but she wasn't born in the Tazzle terminals like the rest of her people. She was from Celandia. Her folks were orphaned in the war, taken in and raised inside the city, on condition they would never return to the terminals. Ura refugees who came into the city had to stay for life. It was a way to reduce the risk of city secrets leaking out.
Wrong button.
Mama passed away from birthing complications, leaving the girl trapped inside that city with no one but her father.
Alright, cactus centipede. Off you go. Oh, right. Do not step into bad stuff.
Her father was sharper than a brusher's pike, so he got a job working for the city's mancers. His daughter barely saw him.
Yes, we just snipe these down and then focus on the jumpy boy. Or maybe, can we... Can't do any damage from the front anyway. Can we block him?
Her father told her nothing of her Ura heritage. He told her nothing of them answers. It's for your own good, he said.
What's wrong with hiding here? No? Yeah.
She took to studying the arts, learned more through music than history books, gained a knack for strings and songs. At first, she tried to be like other girls, but her classmates spread word that her father was an Ura trader, selling out the city.
Oh, so that's a jerk move. Oh, right. Blocking them.
One young man stood up for her, or so he led her to believe. He knew much of her heritage, and she grew fond of him.
Okay. Dodge. A bit quicker. We are currently failing at being quick. Ah. In due time, maybe. Whiffing even. Can't seem to hit him. Unfortunate.
The young man convinced her to take him to her family den to meet her father. Spoke of how he wanted to meet a man from the terminals.
We'll get used to fighting those things eventually.
When the young man greeted her father in the Ura's native language, her father flew into a fit of rage and threw them out.
Here we go again. Ah, right. Forgot about that one. Off it goes.
The young man never told her that the Ura's native language is not to be used by foreigners. To do so is a terrible insult.
Okay, we've got one big bird left.
It was then that she decided to escape. The two of them could flee the city together and go to the Tassel terminals.
Okay, we're almost back to where we left off.
They would hide inside a garbage bin until it got ingested by a scumbag, then let him slosh on out of the city for disposal.
Now if we just stack them up together, we can more easily dodge them. Assuming one of them doesn't enrage. Jeez, it's fast. Come on. One of them goes down. And... oh, right. Come on. Maybe we should have grabbed the pike. Now it's just ping-ponging us.
Her plan almost succeeded, but the authorities were already there when that scumbag sidled up to the city walls.
Well, at least we're better off than last time.
The young man had sent the authorities a tip. Told him her father was using her to sell secrets to the Tazzle terminals.
Now how do we get out of this?
She and her father were arrested for treason, but her father got a deal. Returned to work for the Mansers, and she'd go free. Before they parted ways for the last time, her father
Almost
whispered
there.
a desperate plea. Hurry home to the den and lock yourself in.
Isn't that a convenient placement? Okay, this should be the second to last one. We believe. Oh, that's a big one.
She did as she was
Not
told.
too bad.
And deep down underground inside that den, she found a journal written in her father's hand.
It is troublesome. Well, we got one extra chance after. I can just kite him. And we'll come up
Next day,
victorious.
the door to the den turned to ash. The girl came up for air, and she saw the calamity all around her.
Okay.
When the kid wakes up, his world's still in pieces, just the way he left it.
Yeah. We'll see if we can do something about that.
The shards are getting harder to find.
Let's see. Should be some new stages somewhere. Proving ground. Right, we should try that one. Camp Dauncey. The secretive rushers explore the finer points of polearm combat in this trading
Over
area.
there's Camp Dauncey, where the brushers steeled themselves for secret missions.
Let's give it a try.
To prepare for the wilds, Ceylonia's brushers practice at Camp Dauncey. Had to navigate a maze of pincushions with nothing but a pike.
I'll switch this quickly.
It's a dangerous test for a dangerous job.
Ah, there, switches. Oh boy.
Health tonics were off limits at Camp Dauncey.
There's
They
one
said they
down.
made you weak.
It's pretty good reach width-wise. Surprisingly so. Oh,
Sometimes the course was brutal.
I'll get grazed. Okay, okay.
The rules said he couldn't use any fancy footwork, just your brains and your pike.
How many left now? Oh boy. Oh, we're back here. Okay. So we best just go to the left.
Just getting through the course in one piece was an accomplishment.
Under 90 seconds. Something pointy. Spike. It looks like a skull of a sort.
The brushers were Ceylonia's field agents, and their training was harsh.
Okay, let's give this one more go. You won't be going that way.
You had to find a path through the maze as quick as you could.
Get rid of that one. Wanna just follow this path.
One well-placed throw could take out several of those ugly critters.
Oh wait. Well, we won't be beating this in 90 seconds, we can tell you that. Let's leave the last one up here. We could probably do it a little bit quicker at least. Because we won't be... It could work. See if we're going this path instead.
To prep for the course, the brushers could modify their pikes however they wanted.
Hard to reach them.
There wasn't time to squash every pincushion, just the ones in the way.
Leave the last two. Come on, there we go.
If you did alright at Camp Bouncy, you got to go to the wilds.
Something nasty. Fang repeater. Next one under 60 seconds. Let's do that some other time.
You can see why the brushers prize those pikes of theirs.
It has its use. Pointy, got some reach. Now where will we go? Trigger Hill. Set up a bazooka. Let's check it out later. Call forward Cauldron. Here it simmers in this unstable area, which once pierced through the heart of the world.
No risk of Culford Cauldron ever erupting again, they used to say. Guess they were wrong.
We'll see how this goes.
Not everything blew up in the Calamity. Why, Culford Cauldron here blew up way ahead of its time. The cauldron boiled over some 300 years ago.
Tell your foe. Ah, the pretty flower goes boom.
They say it filled the skies with ash and the lakes with molten rock.
And more eyeballs.
If you wanted to survive something like that, you had to learn to adapt.
And more birds.
So in a way, the beasts of the wilds,
So get rid
they're
of
all
these ones.
survivors too. Best to
right.
keep out of the cauldron.
Right. Safety hazards.
It takes a certain stubborn pride to keep on living in a place like this. As for us, we learned an awful lot from Culford Cauldron.
What is that?
That learning led to some interesting inventions.
Ah, yes.
Power of the world
Flamethrower.
right into our hands.
It seems pretty handy. So, will it reveal any secrets, perhaps? Or will it just burn down pointy bushes?
Became an addiction.
You could say that. No, we mean, we know we do not have a problem. We can
Sure,
stop
we
anytime
dusted
we
off a
want.
good many secrets out here. But we discovered other things we're better off not knowing.
Could use some space. Please, thank you. Alright.
The unforgiving scent of sulfurous dirt Taste the air so hot it sticks to your lungs.
Let's see, now where do we want to go? No space, no way there, never mind. And especially not there. Could use some safety railings.
All sorts of awful things crawling underfoot. You can cook those things, but you can't eat them.
Where'd I go for most things? Could probably cook a house. Doesn't mean you can eat a house. Unless you can.
Never thought we'd find so much life in all that ash.
You friend, perhaps? Pecker nest, a memento, a patchwork of sticks with a lone egg nestled inside. Peckers were hunted aggressively before the calamity, but the numbers never seemed to dwindle. Even now they appear to be thriving. Off it goes. They got some loot.
We kept on sifting through the cauldron's secrets anyway.
Let's stay with the
more ash we
flamethrower for now.
Aside, the more light we found.
Seems to be hitting through shielding.
Place as inhospitable as they come.
Fine. Let us go.
But still we pressed on.
Flamethrowers don't seem to be able to burn down the spikes from the cacti.
After all, when we looked down inside Colford Cauldron, looked down through all the smoke and flames,
Find them.
we saw
Be that way.
the heart of the world, the heart now laid bare by the calamity. We had to have it.
Wasn't too bad.
As for the kid, he just has to get that shard
Of course.
out of there. Too bad taking that thing woke up every last stink eye from here to Johnson Bog.
Nothing we can't handle.
Kid's thinking he's got to trek all the way back around the cauldron.
No, surprise shortcut.
Luckily, the cauldron cooked up a little shortcut for him. Sure, it ain't the most convenient path.
So revenge perhaps, or did we get it? We'll check once the cloud dissipates. Off we go.
Biggest stink eye he's ever seen's waiting for him on the other side.
Of course.
Well, it ain't polite to stare. Where there's one stink eye, there's always more.
Thankfully the bellows make short work of them.
The cauldron's tenants all gather up to bid the kid a
See about getting rid of
farewell.
these jerks.
shed any tears from, though.
I'm moderately annoying these things.
With a good spyglass, you can still see the cauldron from the city. But all the fires died out. There's nothing left of it. It comes back looking like the inside of a chimney. We're all a little short on friends these days, so that's a welcome sight.
Bird and ankle gator. And the
shard
squiggly
works like
thing.
a charm. You can hear the monument's heartbeat again.
3 of them.
They said the wild could never be tamed. If only they could see us now.
Let us see. Let's upgrade this one.
We need an awful big lost and found under the circumstances.
Something wrong? Certain weapon. Ooh, more damage using secret skills. Lead shade. More deities. Carbine. Let's see about looking into some upgrades. Here a couple course pointy thing. Right, that's the gear. Dual pistols, repeater, pointy thing. Ah, it's armored carbine. That's the thing. Scrap musket. Ah, there are more upgrades. Good to know. How about looking into the pointy thing? Critical hit chance. Oh right, you can throw it. We forgot.
To fix a brusher's pike, you just need a good length of knife bark.
Let's go for more damage, shall we? And back to the hammer. It is fairly reliable. Not to mention awesomely cool.
We spotted a pecker carrying a shard to Mount Sand.
Mount Sand. It is held inside the remains of a holy mountain once filled with flora and fauna.
Not much left of Mount Sand nowadays. It's like a cross between a zoo and a prison break.
That sounds awesome.
Can't rightly call Mount Sand a mountain anymore.
Looks awfully green.
There's no more mountains now. There's no place left for the beasts of the wild to go. So they figure they'll hold out right here, on a slab of mountain the Calamity forgot.
This sounds like a troublesome place. We thought it would be awesome. Very well. Maybe we need the flamethrower after all. Off you go, frog
Good
legs.
thing for those beasts, the Calamity saved leftovers. We only found their little lair because they found themselves a little shy.
The water thing.
It's a delicate situation.
Yes. Off it goes. And any moment, there we go.
The creatures of the wild, they've been building a bastion of their own.
How do you get up? Perhaps we don't. Maybe this way. There we go. Let's go.
They even dragged their children into this. Without a doubt, the situation stinks.
Seems like it's just enraged. Safe. Ah, maybe not so safe. Just a tad too slow. And it went down somehow. Maybe it's simply got a headache headbutting us so much.
Best thing we can do for those beasts right now is put them down quick and clean.
Ooh. Gallium mortar.
We have to take back what's ours.
What's over here?
Look at it this way. It's either them or us. But if we win, they win too. Our bastion is everybody's game.
Let's
not
check
just
the other
ours.
direction first. Boom. Gramophone.
What the city left behind, those beasts took for themselves.
Fine gramophone, a device that generates music using specifically engraved discs. Zealandia's musical traditions are grounded in folk songs with soulful melodies. Few traces of those traditions remain. More bad guys. Ah, it has a maximum range. Good
Takes
to
a
know.
lot of convincing, and our mortars have to do the talking. Can I boom over here? No. Unfortunately,
Well then.
there's no explaining that to a simple beast. Those beasts been hard at work fixing up the place.
These cacti seem awfully crafty.
They've rounded up their survivors, just like we have.
Now, if these creatures are capable of creating a society of their own, then why are we fighting in the first place?
They've been searching for cores and shards, just like we have. Maybe they've thought about turning back, just like we have. We just really need their shard. Kid got it fair and square.
Ow. That did some damage. Okay, we really need to get rid of these. We really need to get rid of this one.
You don't need to keep tangling with all those things.
But they drop loot, don't they? Our precious experience
That's
points.
the way.
Off we
He's
go.
done what's best for him, don't you worry. Don't you worry.
Now about that peaceful solution we were talking about.
We'll all be better off once the Bastion is complete.
Except for all the creatures we murdered.
The monument's getting better. Zolf sure did a number on it, though.
Let's check in
Fixed
with
that
Sia
thing right
first.
up, didn't we? Made these goings-on a little livelier. The memorial may be finished, but our part is far from over. The culture, a still life of old unwanted keepsakes. The conscience, we haven't lost everything, long as we have that.
Ah. Who knows where? Every structure. So we take it we need one more shard. We'll get that one eventually. We just need to spend things. Galleon mortar. Defeat a foe with a single power shot from an extreme range. How far is an extreme range?
I've asked a lot of the kid, but this is something he's done on his own. Suppose it's true a little song can put things in perspective.
Very well. Snazzy. Now we want our bow back. Until it gets replaced by yet another weapon. One more drink. We'd like more damage.
Now, whale ale ain't made from real whale. but it'll make you strong like one.
Off
Just a couple
we go.
shards left. The quarry's gotta have one, right?
Birdstone Quarry. Once there were many such treasures in this key source of Ceylondia's wealth.
The secret to how we built Ceylondia so tall and proud lies in Birdstone Quarry.
Off we go.
Imagine everything you'd need to build a city like Ceylondia.
It's very hard to tell considering we've never seen
It takes
Ceylondia.
hard work and planning, and it also takes Birdstone Quarry. The Ura tunnels beneath the quarry must have softened the blow from the calamity. We bought the whole place from the Ura on the cheap.
Oh look, a
Same
Pokemon.
goes for its natives, Rattletails. Why would the Ura put up with those pests?
So we take it they're fighting a civil
Rattletails
war.
ain't the worst of it either, but more about that in a little bit.
Now what's over here? Shards, or fragments, whatever they were called.
The quarry came with a lifetime supply of windbags. Windbags smaller than the naked eye can
That's a
see
friendly.
are nesting in those rocks.
Ah, yes, more fragments.
But there's even more to it than
Yeah.
Not only are these rocks a source of life, we found that the oldest ones remember things.
Okay, so you need to switch it back and forth to take it. Oh, fine.
The quarry's secrets ain't exactly obvious. They're recording everything, all the time, taking it all in.
One it goes. What's that one fighting? A rock.
No wonder all those beasts were drawn to the quarry. The rocks were calling them.
Off it goes. We're liking this hammer upgrade.
Keeping the quarry free from pests turned out to be a problem. Rattletails kept tunneling in to snack on windbags. Now, why would the Ura sell off such a fascinating place? Might be the gods told him the quarry.
Okay, now where are we going again? Check what's over here. We're a Pokemon over here. Got to bonk them all.
Without those windbags, the quarry might not have its special qualities.
Is there anything over here? Fragments.
Stink eyes started taking root in here.
We'll be fine. Maybe we'll need to backtrack here later. Oh, come on, there we go. Walking, incredibly difficult.
The Ura always were a superstitious lot.
And another.
On
Flower.
top of that, you know the Ura hated anything above ground.
Okay, that one, turn them down. Up or down. Down they go.
In any case, it's fair to say the quarry was a godsend. Those rocks, all polished to a mirror sheen.
Can't pass through here. There we go.
The largest ones, you know as cores. A single core could keep the lights on in an entire city district.
Okay, now where are we? Okay.
The smaller ones, we call them shards.
Oh boy.
The shard's got a fraction of a core's power, enough to fuel a voyage to the motherland.
This appears like this appears to be another one. Fine. A bullet hell stage is what we're trying to say. Till the jumpy boy interrupted us so rudely.
Well, now the quarry's all dried up. These rocks are much too young to be of use.
Thankfully, supplies are plenty.
Remember how I said rattletails ain't the worst thing in the quarry?
Of
That all
course.
goes to a beast we took to Colin, Sir Lunky. Massive thing stomped many of our boys. We just couldn't get rid of him. The only thing harder than the rocks in Burstone Quarry is Sir Lunky's head.
Great.
This big fat rump's plenty tough too. But so is a kid.
See if they- I can only get rid of the small ones. We just can't catch a break now, can we? Hit him in the back. Dodge a bit. Make a good Goomba impression.
Lunky to leave the quarry alone.
Something coarse.
Then the
Scrap
kid hears a
musket.
voice calling from down the hall. Are you all right? It says.
Ah, there.
It's him. I've come to warn you, he says. The Bastion is under siege. Let it fall. You should not go back.
How about no?
Kid hears him, but he ain't about to be deterred. If that's the way it is, he says, then I won't stop you. Because my countrymen will.
Oh, that's ominous sounding.
Say what you will about Zulf, but he's a man of his word. These countrymen don't much care for pleasantries, though. Too bad for that. Zolf showed them the way here, and here they came to take revenge.
We have proof.
They got inside the Bastion and shut the door. Kid's gotta go in through the back.
There's a back door.
I should have told him sooner about all this. To make matters worse, seems the Ura took the girl.
She'll be fine. How about that harp? Guitar. Zia's musical instrument. She never went anywhere without it. It seems unthinkable that she would leave it behind. Unless she had no choice in the matter. That's how kidnapping usually works. It's like they've never played a Super Mario game.
Unfortunately, they broke in and they started digging their hole. Something wrong sprung out of those holes, and it's eating away this place. We tried to stop it, but we needed help.
Good old friend Bully.
Our baby pecker, we don't make it.
We lost the birdie? No.
Somehow, some way, he sends those Ura packing. Problem is, it didn't matter.
The power of
Zolf's
friendship.
plan worked. We find each other as the dust settles. Then I tell him why the Ura came. To get us back. For the calamity. It was Caelandia's master plan to wipe the Ura out. But part of that plan backfired, didn't it? If only Zolf knew the whole story.
Okay, so then
What
why
were we to
attack
think?
the Bastion?
They must have got her, taken her back to her rightful home.
So
The shards can put this disease in remission, but there's only one cure. We need to finish what we started.
So we're back to there.
The Mercy. The windbags ain't the only beast that drew a bad lot. Seems the gods recommended this place to all their friends. Now all we need is one last shard.
Everyone keeps wrecking this place. Could they stop? More range, less spread.
Now he can shoot that fang repeater all day long.
Army carbine. Speed while aiming.
That's the
Not
way
bad.
to make every shot count.
Aiming
Even
speed.
the army never issued carbines in such fine shape.
Fuel generation. Flame spread
At least it
wider.
won't get cold round here with that thing around. On the inside, a fire
More
gun
damage.
ain't nothing like its more popular air-spitting cousin.
Let's get dueling pistols. Wait, what did... Alright, that was the repeater. Ah, bullets get eliminated.
Takes a lot of moving pieces to make a dependable sidearm. He's made a right comfortable bed for all those bullets. That ought to give those dueling pistols a little extra kick.
Scrap musket.
You want to tune a scrap musket, you start with the barrel.
But just missing one weapon now. Ah. Well, let's grab that then. Sanctuary.
The sanctuary. If we can build, we can rebuild. The city, its riches, nothing but fragments now.
There are quite a few fragments now. Again. Might as well spend them. Let us see. Breaker bow. Thank you. Hammer. Something foul. This might take a moment. Alright, now we don't have the fragments to upgrade. But let's see, what will we miss out? Attacks ignore armor. That does not sound bad. Overhead strikes can stun. Attack without moving for an overhead strike. A convex face with smaller surface area can deliver stunning force. Let's check about the stringy thing. More damage. Arrows can cause damage over time. That is locked. Well, we'll grab them eventually.
The Ura swooped down from the east. At least now we know the way.
How's that? Oh, the mortar. Yes. Probably made it through a good part of the game by now. Ursendra Gate. Zulf's agents must also want the final shard, knowing it is key to undoing the harm they caused.
Ursendra Gate used to lead down to the terminals. Now it leads up to the stars. One last shard. It's all we need to put this mess behind us. And mother, what a mess it is. A mess like that could have only been made by hand. Zulf said the Calamity failed, and he's right. The Ura stand is living proof of that.
Okay, so we're fighting people now. Well, as we wiped out all the beasts, guess we have to find something else to wipe out.
At the heart of the Calamity was a simple idea.
Okay.
We never wanted to go to war again. Wanted to rule it out.
Off it
A
goes.
lot of folks against that problem. Scientists, soldiers, spies, even me. We sought solutions far beyond the city. We traveled near as far as the kid's going right now.
So, any loot? Ah, fragments. At least there are a couple of them. So we'll wipe them out and make them homeless in the process. Bonk. What will we find over here?
Most of our efforts didn't bear fruit. Then there was a breakthrough, but it didn't come from one of our people.
So those are double-barrel semi-automatic rifles that he had. Something fancy. Carbine. We got a new ride.
From an Ura, a brilliant young scientist named Ven. Ven worked for the Mancers, the sharpest knives in the city's drawer.
We see you.
With his help, the Mancers devised a way to seal the Ura tunnels shut in a flash. Just like that, every last Ura living in the Tassel terminals will be gone.
This is quite a trek, it seems.
This discovery was never to be used, they said.
Day
Except
5.
as a last resort.
Mildly annoying. Very well. Let's do some mining, shall we?
But Ven didn't like being manipulated. He had plans of his own.
Now where are we this time?
He sabotaged the Mancer's little science project, set it to blow up in their faces. We're lucky to be alive.
I thought I was a ramp down. Ah. This is a bridge for ticket. Well, she went bonk.
Imagine how Ven must have felt when they finally made him pull that trigger.
Day 7. Dawn.
But remember, the Bastion can fix everything. We just need that shard.
Oh. Well, this is a trap if we've ever seen one.
Too bad the Ura ain't exactly been willing to collaborate on that front.
Okay, so they are an army of Pokemon trainers.
For now, Kid had little choice but to pick up where the Calamity left off.
By wiping out the remaining Pokemon. So basically this game is about committing genocide.
First things first, though. There's someone we figured needed rescuing. Zia. The Ura fell back, no doubt planning the next move. But we knew ours already.
Where are we?
We ain't much for pleasantries.
Apparently not. You still need more. Well, back we go then.
There's something we had to do before going after that last shard.
Yes, practice our bellowing skills. Grady Incinerator. Things too cumbersome to smash at the scrapyard could always be burned here.
Grady Incinerator's where we sent off all our trash to be burned or be eaten by the wilds.
Let's grab some loot before moving on.
Welcome to Grady Incinerator, home of the hottest wings east of Caelandia. In all seriousness, the incinerator was a dump, and it had a problem with peckers. Blasted things would swoop in and spread trash all around until we started using fire. We couldn't just torch them all at once. We had to use restraint.
Well, at least they ain't flying away from us. Like the machete trial.
The peckers were willing to fight tooth and nail for all that trash.
Okay. 60, that's quite a lot.
You'd almost think those peckers like getting cooked.
Well, we are a fan of chicken nuggets after all. Let's see.
That's Trigger Hill, where the Army's elite became the finest marksmen in the land.
The Selenian Army elite visited this place for training and competition.
Caelandia's army only took the best, and the best of them trained on Trigger Hill.
Ugh.
The Triggers believed they were nothing without their rifles.
Well, if you live for the rifle and die for the rifle.
Nothing beats the feel of shooting a Caelandian army carbine. Sometimes you had to take care to steady your shot. The Triggers had clearance to modify their guns however they chose. Some felt the course was too easy, so the Triggers spiced things up a bit. The kid ain't bad, but the Triggers were better.
So how much for the first one? Express under 35 seconds. We might be able to do that.
If you want to master the art of the firearm, then the place to go is Trigger Hill. Sometimes you had to shoot from the hip. You had to keep moving to avoid getting burned. blows through that course like it was nothing.
Simple.
The Ceylandian army would have recruited him in a flash.
See, we got the mortar somewhere. Yes. Boundless Bay. Skippers in the Ceylandian Armada learned their trade in relative safety
Boundless
here.
Bay used to be a weapons test and dry dock. Ain't never been this dry, though.
Do we fly? There we go.
Ceylandia's armada was a glorious sight, and our ship's mortars were unstoppable. At Boundless Bay, our Navy put those mortars through a rigorous inspection.
So
Had to use
we go
squirts
boom
to
boom.
simulate explosive impact on the surface of the sea. Choosing targets with those mortars was one of the trickiest parts. Sounds like the kid's mortar's in tip-top shape.
$80. Let's give it a try.
If you got a thing for heavy artillery, then I've got the place for you.
Seems like we can skip this. 5 shots.
A variety of modifications could be used to enhance the power of the mortar.
Oh. That was a bit of a dud.
You had to be crazy to want to swim in Boundless Bay.
Can probably do better. We got 2 more shots. 17 of them. Need to get 8. Ah, too late. That's 3 shots. Did they move? 3 more. There we go.
Fireworks over Boundless Bay. Good thing we got to that mortar before the beasts of the wild learned how to use it.
Yes, just in case they developed opposable thumbs. Now where are we? Spear bellows. Did we get? We've tried these ones already. Did that one, we did the carbine, we did the mortar and the bellows. Ah, no matter, let's move on. Sultan's Hollow. The Ura launched their assault on the Bastion from this outpost. Sia must be here.
Zoltan's Hollow is the Ura's border blockade. At least it used to be.
When there used to be a border, we take it.
Well, now it's personal, ain't it?
Sure.
It's personal for him, and it's personal for me.
To be honest, we don't really worry too much about.
Finds his moment to strike.
We don't worry too much about Sia's safety.
They never saw him coming.
Calamity
Gets his hands on
Cannon.
the care package I sent him. It's a little something I've been fixing up in my spare time.
Ouch. Seems like we basically just fire it up, launch it, and don't stand too close. Now we're wrecking the place like always.
Calamity from spreading through Sultan's Hollow. They got their own security and everything. Pretty fancy. Still, they ain't used to having visitors around.
They
They've
go
got
squish.
these conductors that are all what's keeping the place together. Break enough of those things and the Calamity rocks slink back into the ground.
Off she goes. Now, with that said, we do enjoy big cannons.
Those rocks are like tumors, the same kind the Ura planted in the Bastion. Well, the Ura must be in a panic right about now.
Guess some cleaning up is in order then. Let's stick to the
Even
cannon.
sent their little rattletail pets on the kid.
Can we carry these? Ah, another tower. Do not enjoy lasers aimed at us. Now stand still,
Those rodents are
Pokemon.
just a bump in the road.
We wish to bonk you. Anything to take note of?
The kid's picking the whole place apart, piece by piece.
So much for saving the word. Loot. Burnt. That would be the bellows. No.
By now, every Ura from here to the terminals must know he's in town. Most of the Ura's conductors are squared away in the middle of the hollow.
Alright. Finished one earlier. Well, we'll look it up later.
They're easy targets.
Turn around, there we go. Ah, that's why they keep respawning. Well, let's get to bonking then.
Those Calamity rocks must be eating that place apart from the inside.
That was over
Keep
here.
hanging on to that barricade. After all, their homeland's not much farther.
These ninjas and their ways.
Maybe they know they've lost this. Lost to a kid.
What's over here then?
Some of them are downright bewildered by what's happening.
And pew pew she goes.
They underestimated us. Had us pegged all wrong. Yes, our people caused the calamity, but here we are trying to fix it.
Well, got to get to bunking then.
Shame the opportunity for civilized discourse is over.
Where are we going?
Suppose old Zolf should have got to know us better. Maybe I should have trusted him. Told him everything I knew.
Let's see, got to bunk them all. Got enough fragments for that upgrade now. Stand still and home run.
Zolf, the Ura, they have every reason to be angry.
Can we loot up here?
Beyond angry. As the hour grows desperate, the Ura bring out their big guns.
Like a big crossbow.
Too bad for them. Our guns are bigger still.
We got the biggest gun.
There's nothing standing in his way no more.
And we're not afraid of using it.
He sees the Tazzle terminals loom large on the horizon.
One last Pokemon. There we go. Now about that child's drawing. A crude but heartfelt illustration. It is inscribed in chalk on a stone surface. Unlike most of the Ura civilization, it survived the calamity more or less intact.
Way out there on the edge of the world. That's where he finally finds you. But it ain't like Prosper Bluff this time. Ain't nothing for this gal to sing about now.
Hi.
Zia, you weren't kidnapped. No, ma'am. You just had to see what happened to the Ura. To your own people.
Can't exactly blame her, considering the
You had to see
circumstances.
if everything Zolf wrote to you was true.
Oh, that's one NPC back.
They lost everything, didn't they? But they just keep on fighting like that's gonna bring it all back. Sure you didn't drop that twangy thing on purpose? Just to see if he'd go after you?
Oh well,
I
stranger.
don't need to see what happened to the Ura. I'm trying to undo it, remember?
Let's grab with that
Put
one.
some finishing touches on the business end of that thing.
Crit chance, crit damage. Let us see. There's one battle head. Okay. We do have some memorials to cash in on.
The service for all the men and women who serve Celandia. A country. She's all to pieces now, but still looking good. The skippers delivered us from the motherland.
Secret skills. Galleon mortar. Okay.
Sometimes I want to ask him, why do any of this? But truth is, I don't want to know. Now the weight of the world behind us every swing.
Just see. What's the last one? We cannot see quite yet. Seems like it's occupied. Let's see, Breaker's Bow. It's not too bad, but it's anything more fun. Let's go with this.
Once the kid gets that last shard from Zolf, it'll all be over.
Manser Observatory. The city's scientific guild used this place to experiment with classified inventions.
Manser Observatory. Now there's a sneaky place, overlooking the Tassel terminals themselves. The Ura probably didn't know they were being watched from Manser Observatory. It was the perfect spot to test something no one's meant to know about.
Okay, so what do we do?
The trouble was, something about the place drove the windbags crazy. Hefty thing like that takes getting used to. Gotta point her in the right direction. Whatever gets in her way is in a world of hurt, but she ain't the fastest thing.
Halfway there almost. That was not intentional.
Trouble. The Mansers conducted their most secretive research far east of the city.
Okay, we should be able to keep at least one alive.
You can cause a lot of collateral damage with her if you ain't careful. crowded it gets, the more trouble you can cause with a single shot.
Oops.
She's designed to be fine-tuned, just need the proper parts.
That went even worse. Oh. Hang on, seems like we need to restart again. We do apologize.
Part of the rippling walls floated by, so I caught the kid's old knapsack.
Huh. Let's see, we got our upgrades. Yes, we do. So, time for another one of these adventures. Let's see. Should be fine.
It's hard to sleep easy these days, what with everything that's happened. Zolf, very soon the kid's gonna have to face that man again, for the last time.
Let's see how this goes. At least we have a good amount of space. They recover fast.
They met on the worst day of Zolf's life. There in the Hanging Gardens, he aimed to throw it all away.
These enemies aren't quite as annoying. Only moderately still.
It wasn't the first time Zolf had nothing to lose. He was born to a simple Ura couple who didn't last long before plague took him. He grew up hungry in the tunnels of the Tazzle terminals, so he took to stealing from a Ceylonian missionary living there.
Lasers. We like them better when we're the one firing them.
He once got sloppy with his thieving hands. The missionary caught him, but didn't rat him out. Instead, he offered to take him in.
16 to go.
That missionary raised Zolf like a gentleman, like it was his own son. Taught him theology, history, and mercy.
Ah, now that tiny Pokemon. They get bonked all the same. Come back here.
When the missionary passed away, Zolf promised to continue his work to bring about a lasting peace between the Ura and Zealandia. Zolf started teaching the missionaries wisdom to any Ura who would listen. And listen they did.
As soon as... Now, if this... Never mind. These are only moderately distracting. Bonk it goes. Oh, that's another one.
He advocated tolerance and argued that the Ura should atone for the war. He believed the city had much to teach his people.
Well, guess we just press shift every once in a while. And off down they
However,
go.
Zolf felt he could only do so much in the Tassel terminals. He needed Zealandia to know the Ura had changed.
Now where were we? Right.
He decided to do what the missionary did many years before. He left the city of his youth to brave a savage land.
Silk does not seem like a bad person per se. He just had a very, very bad day.
The journey was hard, but he knew how to fend for himself. And then at last, Zolf saw the rippling walls on the horizon. He endeared himself to city folk straight away, and in turn he fell in love with the city and its people. One in particular.
Halfway there. Got to bonk them all. Something we... That's basically all of the lyrics that we know. You wanna be the bear with us.
This young lady was fascinated by the Ura, but she never met anyone like Zolf. She told him she knew all the city's best kept secrets.
The poison is somewhat annoying.
The Hanging Gardens was their favorite spot. It was there that Zolf clasped their hands and proposed in proper Ceylandian style.
Ah, you're back. Of course you are.
He celebrated with his friends long into the night. Joy and revelry like he'd never seen. Too bad he couldn't remember it all. He woke up alone underground inside the Ceylandian War Memorial, built like an Uraden. But something was wrong.
Oh no. We'll run out of Pokemon eventually.
From that hole in the ground into a waking nightmare. Everything that wasn't gone was twisted upside down.
So basically parted through the apocalypse.
Frozen, air thick with ash. What few faces he saw on the street stared back at him with gray and vacant eyes.
This seems manageable. So let us guess. The last wave is either two big jumpy boys or a swarm of Ura fighters. I'm missing one somewhere, aren't we? There we go.
He found his wife-to-be asleep inside her home, but when he reached out to her, she joined with all the ashes in the sky.
Next.
So Zolf returned to where he proposed in the Hanging Gardens, and there he stood, as if the gods would answer him. The kid's gonna be okay. As for that man, who knows?
We'll bump some sense into him, do not worry. Feed a foe of a counter block his melee attacks while at less than 20% health.
Menders, they had thankless jobs, the most important kind. The Mancers, they knew everything, even if it cost them. The Masons, we built the city strong. Now there's only two of us.
Let's see about getting some upgrades. Saving it for the bow, perhaps. Need one more. Ah, no matter. Let us move on. For the possibly Eventually, maybe the final battle. The Tassel Terminals. He bides his time within the remains of the Ura's massive underground sprawl.
The Tassel Terminals. All that's left of the Ura civilization. And the last stop on his little journey.
Once you enter this area, there's no turning back. Are you ready? Ah, let's go with it.
I can't hear him at all anymore. He's too far away. But he'll be alright. Got his lifelong friend to keep him company.
Very good old hammer,
The
boy.
calamity hit the Tassel Terminals hardest of all.
See? Annoying enemy. Check.
No chance anything survived. You know why his hope from back there. The place was his home. All his old friends and family were there. Taken by the calamity. Zolf must be there all alone, just waiting.
It seems like all the enemies are getting souped up.
You know what's funny? Well,
so, where was the punchline?
all of us are waiting for a kid.
Ah, there it is. Well, this is an awfully badass child after all.
There's not much left to do here in the Bastion, I'm afraid. So why not tell each other stories to pass the time? Let me go.
They are being awfully suicidal attacking us.
But Zia, there's another reason I've been telling you all this. When the kid brings back that shard, the Bastion will be complete. This disease the Earth planet here will go away.
This won't be the end of it, won't it?
Zealandia will be whole again. Everything will be back to normal. Everyone will be alright.
Well, we just pressed shift and some blocking and everything died.
We'll all be gone. But we're not gonna die. It's more like all of this will just stop.
Should we be worried?
Things will go back to the way they used to be. That's the power of the Bastion. This whole place is a living record of the times before the calamity. The way things were before this story.
Loot.
Good times, right?
Ah. Well, those are some sick moves.
You be your old self again. Think of all those times that didn't go your way.
And bonk he goes. Oh, let's just push on.
All of life's little setbacks. Imagine if you could have another go at him.
Ah. This is one of these moments, is it?
No mistakes. Anyone you've ever heard.
Off he goes.
Everything you've ever done, you could do it over. And wouldn't that be grand? Wouldn't you agree? Well, I guess there's nothing more to say. Who am I kidding?
That's it. Guess we'll just pick this up then. Okay, let's see if we can land right here.
Look. There's something else.
Ah,
A confession.
did you do something bad, stranger?
How come I know so much about the Bastion? You follow me? Well, I designed the place.
Of course
That
you
was
did.
the point. There's one problem with a place that sets things back to a bygone time. You can't test it.
So we are only maybe doomed.
So you're probably wondering if the calamity happened already. What's to stop it from happening again after the Bastion does its thing?
Well, we'll just go about and try and save everything again, we guess.
The answer is... I don't know.
We'll figure something out.
You're wondering if there ain't some other way out of this mess. It's alright. I can tell. But why would you even want another way? Unless you wanted to stay here with us.
Alright. Still got our sick move? Yes, we do. Guess we'll hit the other switch as well then.
Well, that's sweet and all, but I don't know if I can stick around.
Well, what's over here then? Ah, loot. Oh, hello there.
The weight of the calamity. It's on our shoulders. We can't just let it go.
Bonk.
Bastion does have another function, strictly speaking.
Are we going the right way, or do we move forward? Only one way to find out. We'll try it later when there are enemies about. Do we smash this? We do.
If ever the monument blew out and we couldn't repair it, we could still evacuate. First, we'd round up as many folks as we could carry. Next, we'd detonate the cores, and we'd take off away from here. Heavy, ain't it?
Oh, we are bonking things, alright.
Of course, that would mean no going back. Ever. But then again, that way all of us could leave the city. Together.
There's always a silver lining.
You know, Zolf and his countrymen won't be giving up that shard without a fight, don't you?
Squish, they go. Maybe that was a bit
Zolf and
overkill.
Ira, all they want now is to see the Bastion fall. Zolf dedicated his life to a lasting peace between the Ura and Celandia. He can't have imagined the city would try to wipe the Ura out. Zolf ain't lost every shred of decency though, has he?
Ah, there it is. And some.
He tried to warn you about his plans. He tried to warn the kid.
So we're basically just chasing after him.
For Zolf, this ain't a personal matter.
Off we go then.
It ain't a simple matter of pride either. One thing's for sure, the Ura can't be happy that the kid followed Zolf all the way home.
Well, we did kind of wreck everything. Can't exactly blame them, now can we? This is incredibly slow. Come on! Aww. Choose, move on. Abandon Sulf's body and press forward with the battering ram. Sulf's situation is hopeless and a distraction. His plan to avenge the Euro only brought more suffering. All that matters is a safe return of the shard. Take Sulf. Abandon the battering ram and pick up Sulf's body instead. Sulf is badly injured but breathing. It appears his countrymen turned on him as the situation grew desperate. Nearly destroyed the Bastion, and yet... Let's grab him. We can use him as a battering ram in the worst case.
I can see it now. The kid in one corner, then Zolf in the other. Ain't much of a fight. Don't you worry, though. Once the Bastion's restored, it'll all be alright. You ain't still thinking about that whole leaving the city thing, are you?
Let us see how it goes. How do we get past this? So, do we have infinite health? No? Are we going down together? Zero left. Yes, give us some space, would you? Why, thank you. And don't go blowing us up. Okay, they did not quite agree on that.
Kid's probably dealt with Zolf by now. It reminds me of myself when I was his age. I ever tell you about those days?
You did not.
Hey, kid. Get up, kid. Come on, that ain't funny. I say get up.
Yes, get up, child. You can do it.
That's more
there
like
we go.
it. Now, set that shard into the monument there. Then we'll talk. The Bastion. It's finally finished. Now, there's something I want you to see. Welcome to the heart of the Bastion. I ain't one for long goodbyes, so here's the deal. Zia and I figure you done the heavy lifting, so you get to do the honors. We can tell you how to work this thing if you got any questions.
You made it.
She speaks. Please talk to her about
Any
this.
moment I'd want to live again happened after the calamity, not before.
She speaks for
When I finally
herself.
found my people, I told them we could help. They just took me for a traitor. Glad you showed up.
Glad to have you back.
Zolf tried to talk me into joining him. I tried to talk him out of it. I guess we both failed. If I could be any place I wanted, I'd stay right here. We could go anywhere in the world. So, let's see. You can either prevent the calamity, or stick around with me and Rex. I'd hate to be in your shoes.
Hey, kid. Don't let anything you've done get to you. You could save all those creatures here and now.
Poor Mr. Pecker.
You've got one thing left to do, so you hang on to that badge. Besides, you earned it. Zolf only brought more ruin to the Ura. No wonder they didn't take kindly to him. Always wondered what the motherland was like. Not that it matters anymore. You can undo the calamity here and now. Go on, kid. And before I forget, thank you.
Restoration. Initiate the Bastion's restoration protocol. Caution, this process will restore to a previous world state and is irreversible. Use only as directed. Evacuation. Initiate the Bastion's evacuation protocol. Caution, this process will cause irreparable damage to the core receptacles, disabling the restoration protocol. Store a previous world state. Let's try this.
It's finished. Now, sit tight. It'll be over soon. No matter what happens next, you're done good. I suppose all that's left is to try and remember this moment.
And remember it we shall.
The Bastion's gonna take us back to a better time. Before any of this. Might be we'll forget everything you've done. And each other.
It won't
Though
matter.
after all we've been through, I find that hard to believe.
If we restored the world, it would have been worth it.
So long, kid. Maybe I'll see it in the next one. Zealandia, we're coming home. I set myself, fly the wind, it will take me back to my home, sweet home. Lie on my back,
We enjoyed this game greatly. We expected nothing less from a Supergiant Games game. Take it that Solf and his wife-to-be, or wife would have been, that's Sia, sitting on what is suspiciously similar to a toilet. She might need getting one with a hole in it. And the child with his BFF. Our BFF. Ah, yes. And then the most important NPC in the entire game, the Squiggly. So the question is, what is he building? Another Bastion? Last one worked out quite well, we must admit. This is going to take a while, won't it? I guess we'll follow this up with Pyre at some point. And we really want to pick up Hades as well. Although we do not have Hades. We're hoping for a sales at some time. No matter. There are still games to be played. Let us hope these credits are worth it. Sitting through them, we mean. We do appreciate all these humans working on this game. Their effort is admirable. So, anything? Is Mr. Pecker back? Please tell me he survived. Thank you for playing New Game Plus mode unlocked. Look for New Game Plus in the story menu. Begin the journey with all your weapons and XP. New shrine idols and distillery spirits added. All Bastion structures buildable in any order. Use the shrine for the toughest challenge. We'll look into that later. Let us see. Continue. Score attack. Start a new game with all structures, spirits and idols unlocked. Plus repeatable areas and a scoring system. Interesting. That's just easy mode, we take it. New Game Plus. Well, no matter. We believe we'll call it here for now. We'll see. I guess this is it for Bastion at the moment. We'll probably pick up Pyre after this. But no matter. Take care, mortals, and farewell.